Welcome to my kitchen, everyone. This is Garima and I am back with another easy yet outrageously delicious recipe that makes for a perfect cozy fall treat. Buttery and delightfully flaky puff pastry lovingly wrapped around apple slices that are then coated with cinnamon sugar, all baked to golden brown perfection. This one is worth every single bite. So come, let's step into my kitchen and get started. As promised, here is your bonus recipe. So we're going to go ahead and make a quick 3-ingredient homemade caramel sauce that will pair perfectly with our apple cinnamon donuts. In a heavy bottom pan, we're gonna add in the sugar and let this melt on very low heat. Notice that I am not stirring the sugar here, as doing that will crystallize the sugar and the sauce won't be smooth and creamy. We want the sugar to melt and caramelize on low heat until it turns to a beautiful amber color. So once you add in your sugar, just be a little patient, and within 8 to 9 minutes you will see that the sugar starts to turn lightly golden in color. As you can see, the sugar has caramelized beautifully, and at this time I'll be adding in some butter. Now I am using salted butter here and therefore won't be adding any additional salt in this recipe. But if you are using unsalted butter, then you could add a pinch or two of sea salt. Now using a spatula, we're going to give this all a good mix until well combined. Next, we are going in with some heavy cream. The stove still remains on low heat here as we continue to whisk until the sugar and cream are mixed in and smooth. I will suggest to not step away from the stove while the caramel is cooking, as you might just end up overcooking and burning the caramel. Once this is done, turn the stove off and transfer the caramel to a clean jar and let it cool down while we get started on our apple cinnamon donuts. Now I like to use Honeycrisp, Gala or Pink Lady apples, as they tend to be on a slightly sweeter side and hold their shape really well. However, any kind of apples will work. Slice the apples in rounds with the skin on and then core out the center. Use any round object that you have to core out the center. I am using one of these small round drinking cups. Simply press down the center, twist it around, and the center comes right off. Repeat the same process with all the apple rings, and once they are done, set them aside. Now add some sugar along with ground cinnamon to a bowl or plate and give this all a good mix. We're then going to dip each of the apple slices in the mix coating from all the sides. Coating the apple slices with cinnamon and sugar is going to give the apple slices a lovely flavor and add just the right amount of sweetness. And once they're all done and coated, set them aside. Now we will be wrapping up these apple slices with puff pastry strips, for which sprinkle some flour on a flat surface and then using a rolling pin, roll out the thawed puff pastry. Now most puff pastry comes folded. Never try to unfold the puff pastry unless it has been thawed, or it will easily crack. Run the rolling pin very lightly over the puff pastry to just get rid of the crease. Now using a pizza cutter, we're simply going to be cutting the puff pastry into long strips just as shown in the video. Personally, I feel that a pizza cutter works best for creating these long strips without damaging the puff pastry dough. And just look at that. The strips are cut perfectly. We're now going to be wrapping these puff pastry strips around the apples. The process is simple. The strip goes around the apple and through the center hole until the apple slice is fully covered. You will be needing about 3 to 4 strips to wrap around each of the apple slice. Make sure to overlap the strips a little bit. You can stretch the pastry if needed. Just try to keep the middle hole as open as possible. Once all the apple slices are covered, place them on a baking sheet. Brush each of the slice with some milk and then sprinkle some more cinnamon sugar on top. We're then going to pop the tray in the oven to bake at 350 degrees until golden brown and crispy. Our apple donuts have been baking for about 25 minutes and they're baked to perfection. Just look at these gorgeous golden puffs of pure bliss straight out of the oven. Aren't they looking just adorable? Now you could enjoy these just as is with a cup of tea or coffee, or as a light snack, or serve it warm with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a drizzle of the homemade caramel sauce that we prepared earlier. This heavenly dessert is such an easy fall treat that comes together in no time at all and tastes fantastic. I bet you're gonna love this one. So do give this recipe a try and let me know how you like it. Like, follow and subscribe for more such easy recipes, and remember to click on the bell icon to get new video updates. Happy cooking and thank you for watching.